Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Fitness with Just a Few Sides with your hosts, Cole Williams and Brandon Hancock. Pretty awesome episode ahead. We have a boxing coach, Kyle Hesterman, and an amateur boxer who's 7 and 0, Andrew Train, with us today. We hear about some great knowledge about some of their training techniques and everything like that. So I hope you guys enjoy it. And like always, all of our podcasts are recorded from Rogue Personal Training out in Andover, Kansas. Like we keep saying, if you're in the Wichita area, make sure you swing by. I guarantee you won't regret it. All right. Hey, enjoy, guys. You ready?
I'm ready.
I'm ready. Let's do this. Yo, welcome back to Fitness with Just a Few Sides with your man Cole Williams and Brandon Hancock. We got a pretty awesome podcast planned ahead. We got an amateur boxer, Andrew Train, going to come in with us. He's currently getting a little pump in right now.
You probably hear him in the background.
Yeah, you probably hear the clink, clink, clink. But yeah, I'm pretty pumped to ask him some questions about boxing. I don't know much about it. I'd like to learn a lot. I know Cole has some good questions. He's pretty excited about it as well. Do you have anything that you've been doing the last couple of days? Anything crazy you want to share?
Probably nothing I should share.
Oh, nothing you should.
No,
I just wanted to throw out another shout out to that Facebook group for the push-ups. You know, it's called 7500 Bank. So if you're trying to get out there and challenge yourself, guys, go ahead and look it up. You know, James Bufford has a great little page going where everyone's supporting each other. Check it out. I guarantee you, after 30 days, it'll still be going on. You know, for sure. So that's all I really have. Stay fit, stay healthy. You have anything else?
Okay, I do want to say, so if you're still looking for something to do during this shutdown, go follow Rogue Personal Training's Facebook. Every day we're putting out workouts to do. Starting the 1st of April, is next month, April?
April, yep.
1st of April, I'm going to be doing live workouts, so you can follow along. You can do it with us. Lana and I will probably both be in it, doing it. I think right now it's going to be 3 times a week, so probably Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I'm also going to try to post them on our YouTube, so once we get done with it on Facebook, it should be
Oh, perfect, yeah.
on YouTube. So you can go there to see it too. Other than that, yeah, just give us a follow on
Yeah.
Facebook, Rogue Personal Training.
Yep.
But
And sorry, we don't have any funny stories this time for you, but we're just excited to get to this podcast. Fitness with Just a Few Sides. Check it out on Twitter. Check us out on Instagram. Yeah, check us out. But, you ready to get started?
yeah, let's do it.
All right, late.
All right, what's up, guys? We're here with Andrew Train today, boxer here out of Rogue Personal Training. He's record 7-0.
7-0.
7-0. Okay.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
So we just want to ask you a little bit about boxing and kind of what you do to supplement your boxing and stuff like that. So, first thing I want to know is just we tell us a little bit about. So we tell us about our classes, your classes, the Kyle holds.
Talks about the classes that I teach.
Well, you can do that too, or just the ones that you do with Kyle.
Gotcha.
Just kind of talk about what you guys do in those classes.
Yeah, Kyle's classes are no joke. We start off we'll do shadow boxing, jump rope, and like static stretches, things to kind of get your body ready to go.
What's a static stretch? Sorry.
Static stretch? A static stretch?
Yeah.
You're jacked. I thought you'd know.
No.
You should know all the stretches.
Oh, man.
Stretch, we're supposed to stretch?
Yeah, what's a static stretch, dude?
I think it's like something where you're moving, then you're also stretching your body part at the same time.
Is it like high knees?
High knees, butt
Okay,
kicks,
I know what they are.
RDLs,
I've
stuff
never
like
heard
that.
of. Sorry, I interrupted already.
Not to do this right now, but that would be more of a dynamic stretch, static things. Sorry, Andrew.
Ooh,
Sorry, Andrew.
Yes,
but-
no, hey, stretches at all. Kyle's the master. I'm just here. Don't take my advice.
All
So,
right, I know some static then. I got you. Sorry to interrupt you.
No, not at all.
So Cole's
So,
being a jerk, making
I
fun.
know.
well, you got the information. You gotta share it. So we start off with a lot of warm-ups, shadow boxing, stuff like that,
Yeah.
and then gradually throughout the class we'll work into partner drills, mitts, stuff like that to kind of sharpen your skills within boxing. Then towards the end, we have a specific time, like the last 30 minutes of class, like an extension to class, where we'll just focus on sparring. So you
Okay.
get in, you get to take those skills that you just learned and all the strategies that you just learned, and you get to apply them to real life kind of situations like that.
Yeah, for sure. So what got you? What made you one day roll over in bed and say like, "Hey, I want to throw punches and have punches thrown
Yeah.
at me"? You know what I mean?
That day has never hit, yeah. So, never sounds fun.
Yeah.
My little brother was doing this 6 years ago. He was in the kids class, and I drove up, picked him up, and I came inside, and Kyle was standing there right there with that big smile. You guys will meet him later on, but he's the coach. He runs all this stuff, and he got me started with a couple classes, and since then I kind of fell in love with the sport of boxing.
Heck yeah.
So I just want you to tell me a little bit about you going into the ring and just, I hear that sometimes you go in there and you just get punches thrown at you and you don't get to throw any back.
Oh yeah, the skill. Yeah, Kyle has these things where he just likes you to sit there still and practice your defense, but he just needs a body bag. That's all it is. He'll like disguise it as a good drill, but I mean it's good to learn how to take punches to the head, to the body, like
Head
where
body,
you
head
learn
body.
head body, head body. Gotta move that up down, up down.
What's that movie? The Fighter. Head body, head body. Head body, head body.
So we'll do a lot of drills like that, absorption skills, and also being able to just punch someone who's not punching back. That's obviously the best part of the drill too.
Yeah.
Yeah. On the flip side.
Yeah. So with boxing, there's weight classes, right? There's everything like that.
Yes. Yeah.
And so I got two questions. After this one, I got another one for you. So what's your diet? Like, how disciplined is your diet for whatever you're training for a fight? And like, what do you take out? What's the number one thing that you take out, or the thing that you add in that helps you?
Okay, so when I first started boxing, I would box at the 178 to 201 weight class. And back then, I used to be walking around at about 185. So I really didn't have to do much besides, a couple of days before, you'd obviously eat vegetables, eat healthy, lots of carbs. But now, my last 3 fights, now that I've gotten a little bit older and gained a little weight, for better or worse, I'm the 201 plus, and I walk around at 205 usually. So for me, right before the fight, I'll try to add a lot of water weight. So I'll have a lot of sodium and salt to kind of retain the water. And yeah, whatever makes me feel healthy, basically. The week before is kind of the biggest part of fighting because all the foods that you put in your body are obviously still present when you do go into the ring. So obviously vegetables, healthy carbs, obviously avoid sugars, and yeah, just healthy foods. No snacks, no Snickers.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, no, that's
Those
the hardest
Swedish
part.
fish tails.
Yeah.
Oh, God,
I get hit in the head all day, but when you have to cut out candy, that's when it goes bad.
Yeah, this guy knows how big my sweet tooth is. I talk about I love sweets, and that's the hardest part. And then, so this is another thing I just sort of want you to talk about. So you said something about you go and spar and you apply what you learned into in your sparring drills, right?
Yeah.
So for me as a high school wrestling coach, I always try to tell my kids or my girls, I always say, listen, we're in the practice room right now, do something here that you wouldn't normally do, and if you mess up or you fail, guess what? It's in practice. It's okay, Is that something that you sort of apply whenever you jump in there and you spar? Do you try things that maybe you normally wouldn't try to see if it would work for you, or do you pretty much just try to hone in what your skills are?
I think it's definitely important to try new things. Like you said, when you're a high school wrestling coach, practicing the things in practice and like being able to experiment with your stance and your punching style and your movement, particularly with things like switching up to a southpaw stance.
Yeah.
That's something we try to encourage, and for a lot of people, like me included, no matter how much I try, I just can't get it down. So, but being able to experiment and try new things with like holding your hands to this, moving this way, your shoulders, your hips, all that's really important to discovering what your style is.
Okay.
All right, so I have a couple. First off, boxing, how many nights a week, or how many days a week, I guess, do you work on your boxing specific?
Boxing specific, only twice a week. I think it's more about consistency rather than volume, because if you're coming 7 times a week and you're just burning yourself out, then you're probably not going to be in there for the long run. I've been doing it, I think, 7 years now, since I was 16, and twice a week for 7 years has got me to the point I am now.
See, I just wondered about that. I mean, how many times you get hit, per night? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how many times you get hit per week.
You had me doing quick math there too. I was like 16 plus 7. I don't know, right? 23. Yep.
There you go, 23.
You should see this guy's tattoos, by the way, too. He has some gnarly tattoos.
These
on
are
his
all
arms,
pretty fresh, too.
on his legs.
Got the legs,
He has-
ankle.
oh man, this dude's looking fly over here with these tattoos. I'm sorry, I had to say
No,
something.
I had another one, but no.
Keep going.
So on the flip side of that, to supplement your boxing, how often do you train and what do you do to train other than?
Aside from boxing, I try to stay really active. So probably 3 times a week in the morning, I'll get my puppy on a leash and we'll go for a little run, a couple miles here and there. And then lifting, I'll probably lift too much, to be honest. To a way that it's not conducive to building muscle at all. I'll probably lift 5 to 6 times a week, and that's nothing more than just me getting in and getting a quick sweat in.
Yeah.
Nothing like too intense, and because you guys know, obviously being bodybuilders, like if come on, you put it right into the line. I know
that's a really loose term to call it, like,
especially for me. For me. I just have big arms. That's it. Everything else just looks big.
What else do you need? I'll trade you. That's every young man's dream.
Oh, I'm over here blushing now.
You talking about my tattoos? I got to talk about your muscles. That's the trade-off.
Fair. I like it. it.
So, a little bit of running, lifting, and then boxing. Just keep it consistent.
Yeah.
Like you said, head injuries, if you ever get those, you don't want to mess around because concussions are a pretty big deal.
Oh, yeah. Heck yeah. Those are huge, though. Huge. Well, you have anything else for him? I'm pretty much cleared. Do you have the next fight scheduled or anything?
Not yet. This is kind of, I consider it as the off-season pretty much in the summertime. A lot of them happen from basically school. So September to around January is kind of the hot season. I had 2 fights in the last 6 months and brought my record up to 7-0. So I have 1 more in the novice division, and then I'm going to try to move up to the open division.
Heck yeah.
So novice is 0 to 11 fights, and then the open is basically 12 fights to 200. So it gets real, and we'll see how it goes.
Heck yeah, man.
A little
Well,
nervous,
hey,
but
let us know your next fight so we can definitely say something about it.
yeah, for sure.
I just want to know real quick, how often do you usually schedule a fight?
How long do you have to train for each fight, right? Is that what you mean?
That is just, I just want to know, like, how many a year or how many
I
a
gotcha.
season you have, how many fights do you usually?
I would say just because we don't really travel too much, just with my schedule and Kyle's schedule and everything, we don't do them too often. Every time they're in Wichita, anytime really in Kansas, we'll do them. And that averages out to about 2, maybe 3 a year. I've only been fighting for probably 3 years, so nothing too much, but they're not every weekend or anything I can schedule too often, but whenever they are here, I like to put my name in the ballot.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. Well, I'm going to come see you for sure,
We're going to let
man.
everyone know next time you have.
Oh yeah, that'd be awesome.
We're gonna tell
we'll make sure we put some stats up for you. We'll make sure we have, like, do you have anything like Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook you want people to
I
check
do,
you
but it's
out?
pretty inactive.
Okay,
I think
so-
maybe around the fight time I'll start posting some stuff and we'll
Okay.
get my name out there.
Yeah,
but
so we'll get it from you after the show. We might throw it up there just so you can keep an eye out for it.
Sounds good.
Awesome, man. Hey, thanks for coming
All right,
on,
yeah.
brother.
Thanks.
For
Good,
sure.
good talking to you guys.
All right, stay healthy, man. You have anything else? All right. Thanks, Jeff.
Mine is a question of wrong and the right. To see the souls are picking up the pieces. Oh, it's a psycho confrontation.
So yeah, what's up? We got Kyle Hesterman here today. He's the Rogue Personal Training's boxing coach. So we're gonna jump in. We're just gonna ask some questions about fitness with boxing, what type of cardio, and just anything that comes to mind, really. So first off, how long have you been coaching boxing, and what got you started?
You know, I've been involved with boxing since like 2004. Needed something different, transitioning out of, I played some just small college basketball and then transferred to K-State and needed something to keep myself active and motivated. So I started amateur boxing and Tough Man and things like that. And then ended up coaching when I was done with that and started this program here. Actually started teaching boxing at the East YMCA in Wichita, and then Landon brought me on here, and we've just grown the program. And majority of our boxers are cardio boxers, but we do have some competitive. It's really a sport for everybody.
Heck yeah.
So.
Yeah, I mean, it's real similar to wrestling with the cardio, I think, you know, because you have a certain amount of rounds. I mean, I don't go 15 rounds of wrestling, though. I mean, but
Yeah. Well, wrestlers are the only guys I'm scared of.
No.
So, no, take it back. I'm scared of everybody, actually. But, you know, I'm scared of mess with anybody. But no, yeah, boxing's like the best cardio. And I know wrestling's on another level, too.
Yeah, wrestling,
I would say
swimming.
wrestling, swimming,
Yeah.
martial arts, boxing, kickboxing, things like that. I mean, you can't beat it.
they're all up there for sure.
You cannot beat it.
100%.
So I just want to, can you tell us, like, what you do? So as far as your cardio boxers, what's a lot of things,
Okay.
main things that you guys would do in a class?
Okay, it follows a lot of Tabata based. I mean, a lot of timed time things. Everything's timed for the most part. A lot of heavy bag work. Of course, coaches start off with mitt work to get the boxers the correct technique. People don't understand about boxing. There's so much footwork to it, and that's actually part of the game. You know, I'm always learning. We have some other coaches that come in and out of here. We have some good coaches just in Wichita that I'm always you know, trying to learn from. But they learn footwork, fundamentals, basic punches first, and once they have those down, how to wrap your hands, and then they're fairly safe to, you know, start hitting objects, bags. You know, not people. Sparring comes later down the road. And a lot of my cardio boxers, I shouldn't say a lot. Yeah, I'll go ahead and say that. Most of them stick to cardio boxing, but a few of them say, you know what, this is fun. I want to take this further. Start off with a little bit of body sparring. That's non-head contact. And then some of them realize, okay, I can do this, and they move into full sparring. But everything is just geared. You start in the low gears, and you just work your way up. We don't want to get anybody hurt, of course, and keep everybody safe, and hopefully everybody enjoys it.
You ever listen to Rodney Carrington? You ever heard the guy?
Yeah.
So he has this beast, like where he talks about boxing, and he's boxing with some world champ. And he's like, you know, I'm boxing, he's getting me going. I'm like, we're doing sparring, but we can't hit the head, you know. He's like, gosh darn it, Rodney, you're the champ. He's like, man, I start walking around and think I'm the champ, you know. And then they go to the full body sparring, and he goes, I get in there, I throw one, and then he hits me right in the nose. I'm like, oh my god.
I remember that. No, I can remember that moment when I thought I was the tough guy and stuff, and all this when I was younger, and body sparring. Oh man, yeah, you can really look good or hitting the mitts. You know, the coaches over the years, I've learned how to make people look and feel really good on the mitts, and a lot of them are, but you know, you can help them out. You know, but same way with sparring. I remember my first time head sparring, and a guy opened up on me. And it was horrible. Like I had to go home and be like, do I want to do this? I don't want to get hit in the face. And
I'm literally paying some guy to punch me in the face.
Yeah, but it all turned out all right. And that's really how you judge all these guys, kind of how they react by that.
Yeah,
first time
sure.
getting hit in the face.
Yeah.
I've had people not show back up.
Oh,
you know?
I bet.
Had people and some people are crazy. You know, they laugh, they shrug it off. It doesn't bother them one bit. And I'm going, man, what's wrong with this guy? But no, it's. Everybody's a little different in that regard.
Most of your cardio boxers, like if they don't want to get hit, you don't
Nope.
want to get hit.
Nope. Everyone has their own level of where they want to take this sport personally. So if there's someone that does not want to get hit, they do not get hit. Now, we have guys that need work. We have boxers that are, you know, they need ring work. They need punches thrown at them. So sometimes these cardio boxers will say, okay, can you get in that ring? You want to chase around, you know, Andrew over here, you know, who's 7-0, big guy. You're not going to hurt him. Throw all you can at him. Work on your skills. He won't punch back. He'll just work defense. And
Thank you. Sign me up.
and that, yeah, I know, it's great, isn't it? It's awesome. That's my favorite part now.
Yeah, for real.
Because I'm too old. They don't want to hurt me. You know, they'll feel sorry for me because I'll get in there and like, oh, the old man getting in there, you know. But yeah, so everyone has their own level of how high they want to take it, and that's just what we do.
Heck
So,
yeah.
so yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Did you have some? Were you?
No. Oh, so I was going to say, Mike Tyson always said, you know, everyone has a game plan until they get hit in the nose. You know what I mean? So that it's real. I mean,
That is a real.
Yeah.
That is for life.
that's
isn't
for
it?
wrestling. That's for everything too. You know, like it's easy to make a game plan, but once that hits you in the face, you know, how do you respond?
Well,
type of thing.
shit.
Not to bring this up again, but right now, what's going on? Like
The economy.
right.
Right. How great was the economy a month ago?
Yeah.
And now all this stuff is happening, and which that could be a whole nother show. But
Yeah.
a lot of theories on that, but we won't get into that.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah.
When we start a podcast about economy, we'll bring you on.
Yeah, that'd be a good one too, right?
About yeah.
Economy and a few sides.
I thought you said a commie. You called me a commie.
All right.
No commies here, I promise.
Okay. It's commie free zone.
Commie free zone.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So I want to know, like, so your guys that come in to start, like, your competitive boxers, did most of them start wanting to be competitive, or do they start in the cardio and just kind of?
No, I think I would say 80% come in just for the cardio. They want to learn how to box,
And they end up being.
Yeah, they end up liking it and realizing, hey, this is something I can do. And that's another thing that I had this conversation. Actually, I had this with my backdoor neighbor 2 nights ago. His son, 13 years old, not involved with any sports. Dad proclaims he's lazy and he just wants to lay around and play video games, which could be true, maybe not, I don't know. But I said, hey, I'd like to get him in boxing. You think that's a possibility? You know, he doesn't play sports. And I said, yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
I love those kids because they come in here, you know, a lot of times self-confidence is down and they haven't had that success yet, you know. with sports, and you get them in here, and we just build them up, and a lot of them have great success. So, yeah, you don't have to be an athlete. You don't have to have, be a football player, wrestler, tough guy, any of that stuff. Come in, learn it, and kind of see where it takes you.
Heck yeah.
It's probably good for, even those people that are athletes, probably a lot of.
I love.
Footwork.
Footwork. And
100%,
baseball players are great because how in boxing how we rotate our hips, for speed and power, translates great to baseball players.
That's why I wasn't very successful in baseball. Was my lack of rotating my hips. So, it's funny because I was a great wrestler with my legs, and I had great hips with throwing moves and everything. But for some reason with baseball, I can't. My hands and my hips, I can't get them on the same page with the body.
I understand that. I was not a baseball player, so
I don't think. I don't know. I don't think boxing is a sport for me. Just for one, I don't want to get hit in the face.
Yeah, it's no fun.
I've got broken the nose one time, and I was like,
I was going to ask you what happened.
I'm like Ronnie Carrington over here. Do not punch me in the face.
I understand that.
I've actually never been in a fight my entire life either, so that's probably
good for you.
That's my number one stat I like to tell people.
That's a good
never
thing.
been in a fight.
That is a good thing, and that's something we tell our boxers, because we've had kids that come in here and they got a chip on their shoulder. Maybe they've been in some trouble, and you probably know a couple of kids I'm talking about. But they want to learn this stuff. They want to go to their middle school, their high school, and they want to prove they know it.
Yep.
And I said, that's not the way it works. You do that, you're out.
Same thing with wrestling. We did the same thing when I started wrestling with youth. We were like, hey, listen, if you get a fight at school and you use a wrestling move during the fight, because I could easily just head throw any kid, or take a shot and hold him down and just beat him to a pulp. But,
right.
But my coaches, listen, if you ever do that here, you're done. I will not coach you. Like Goddard is one of the better programs in the state of Kansas too. Yeah. So you're just like, all right, I don't want to lose this opportunity, So I get, that's huge. That's one thing that next thing, it teaches a lot of self-discipline. I think boxing.
You're right on.
So how do you involve discipline with with boxing, the way you teach and everything?
Well, boxing the way we teach is number one is just everybody respects everybody, and we're really lucky in this gym that all of our higher level boxers are guys that compete. A couple of them have been our instructors as well, and they're just great dudes.
Yeah.
And they really take these young guys under their wings and teach them. And sometimes probably the only thing that I wish I could really get a better grasp on, and I was an elementary educator for 11 years, so I'm used to dealing with groups of 25 little kids, fifth graders, kindergartners, whatever. Sometimes we get those bigger groups in here, and it does get harder to manage because we throw in lots of games with our kids groups, dodgeball and all you see in all the games we play. But so sometimes it gets a little rowdy in here, and you got to get them back in. And so we will. There's times we just sit them out and say, you got to cool it, man. You got to chill. Watch so-and-so over here. Watch how they're behaving. Watch how they're listening. Yeah. They're giving eye contact to their coach. They're not talking. They're not playing with things when they're getting directions communicated to them. So there's a lot of things, but we don't have. Discipline in here is either you want to be here, or you don't, and we can tell pretty quick if you don't.
Yeah.
And that's that. Unless you can change your behavior and change your attitude, then maybe something else would be better. Because it's dangerous. They always say you don't play boxing, right? It's just like wrestling. You don't play, but
you do it.
You're
100% in.
So.
Well, just so you guys know, Kyle literally walked in the door when we were about to start this podcast, and we were like,
I just got into doing yard work.
We're like, perfect guy for the show.
I don't even think I'm wearing deodorant right now. I'm like, seriously.
We all smell great.
Oh, great.
But before we go, we make this a quick one today. But just if anyone's out there thinking about boxing, if they're debating like, hey, should I put my kids into boxing? What would you say to them right now?
Okay. Well, I would say if you're in the area, look us up. There's a lot of other great gyms in Wichita. If you're on the east side out here in Andover, our kids program I feel like is top notch.
Yeah.
And we've got classes Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday evenings for adults, kids, competitive. You can find us on Rogue Boxing on Facebook, Instagram. We also have a brand new website, rogueboxingandover.com. Say it a little slower. rogueboxingandover.com.
We'll get it typed up.
Will you? Okay.
It's also going to be on the YouTube video too, so they'll be able to look at it.
Am I going to be famous now?
We're going to be Insta famous.
If 100 people is famous,
I'm married. I don't want a bunch of girls contacting me. I'm married.
Hey, well that's all right. 75% of my IG followers are all guys, so it's 100% no girls on my side.
Yeah, we know. But yeah, if you're interested in boxing, kids, adults, anything, just getting in shape. look up Rogue Boxing. We've got there's obviously a great facility here, and we take full advantage of it. And
Heck yeah. Do you have anything else for him, Cole, before we let him go work out?
Go get your go.
I gotta just keep this dad bod just peak dad bod level.
Top of the line. Hey, appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming on.
All right, guys.
Yep. All right, guys. Hey, that's it.